Hey foodies, I was craving some shrimp and crab. I decided to do some curry. So I have some snow crab and shrimp, and I did it with some coconut rice and some vegetable, a little cabbage, little lettuce. So let's get started on the steps. So the shrimp have been deveined and cleaned. I just leave on, the tail. I'll leave that on just because I like how it looks and for flavor too. I'm going to be seasoning this with some curry powder, ginger powder, onion powder, and all-purpose seasoning. Maggi brand to be exact. Use whatever brand you like. And then I added some green seasoning, which is a blend of onion, garlic, scallion, thyme, parsley, scotch bonnet pepper. This is going to give that shrimp a beautiful flavor instead of just dropping the plain shrimp into the gravy, right? And then, of course, add salt and pepper if you like. Just remember that some all purpose seasonings have a lot of salt, right? And then I added some turmeric. If you don't have it, that's fine. So I seasoned this and let it sit in the fridge for about 2 hours. You don't have to do it overnight if you don't want to, okay? And then I'm also using some snow crab, just a few pieces. I did take out some of the meat, and then with some of these, I did it halfway. So the meat, I just cracked some of the shell, left some of the shell for flavor. And then the other shells, I actually keep them in my freezer. I add them when I'm doing seafood soup. Okay, so let's cook this up. So in the pot, I have some coconut oil, and we're gonna be cooking diced onions until they are slightly softened. Then we're gonna add some ginger. You can grate the ginger or mince it finely. So this is over medium heat because you don't want to brown the onion. You're just trying to soften it and get that flavor, that aroma. And then add the ginger. Curry and ginger are besties. Okay, so stir that in. Once the ginger is smelling good and it's a little bit softened, then you can add the curry powder. I'm using Jamaican curry powder, which has more of that turmeric and that fenugreek than cumin. Doesn't have a lot of cumin. Okay, so go ahead and stir that in, and you are doing what we call burning the curry. Some cultures they say toasting the curry. So once you cook that curry, then you're gonna add in some garlic, stir it around, right? And then when the garlic is fragrant, go ahead and add coconut milk. I'm gonna be using water as well because I didn't have enough coconut milk. So coconut milk plus some water. And then I added some more all-purpose seasoning and allspice, or we call this pimento in Jamaica. So not pimiento, just pimento, all right, or allspice. And there's fresh thyme, of course, and scallion or green onion. And curry is nice when it's spicy, but you can leave the scotch bonnet whole. You don't have to cut it up. So I put it in whole, and I'm adding some carrots. You can cut them however you like. For the scotch bonnet, what I do is when I take out my 7-year-old's food, then I crush the scotch bonnet and make, get all that heat. Add some diced potatoes, put the lid on, and then you just want to cook this until, you want to simmer this until the potato is cooked. All right, and then you're going to add more scallion and some bell peppers. You can add for color, but you don't have to. Then go ahead and add your seasoned shrimp. I'm adding the shrimp before the crab because the crab is cooked, right? I bought it cooked and frozen, right? So allow the shrimp to cook for at least 2 minutes before adding anything else. Depending on the size of your shrimp, you can simmer this for about 2 to 3 minutes and then add the crab. When the crab goes in, simmer it briefly. Remember, it's cooked already, okay? So about a minute, just to absorb some of that flavor, and then serve it up, okay? I had it with some coconut rice, some cabbage and lettuce, the usual veggies. But let me know, do you love rice? Do you love rice with curry or roti or dumpling? When it comes to the shrimp and the crab, I think I prefer to have it with the white rice. If it's chicken, yes, Caribbean style boiled dumpling, but the white rice is just hits different with this. It was so good. So give it a try, maybe this weekend, maybe next week. Thanks for watching. See you next time.